What is up, my dudes? We've got the Corporate Esports Association Dota 2 Spring 2019 tournament going on. We've got Amazon Prime Courier versus Visita Hari Discord, and we're in the round of 8 of the playoffs, so one of these teams will be eliminated. It's also a best of 3, and let's hop into the draft. And I feel like I haven't really seen too many games from Discord, but Prime Courier, they've played a pretty hefty amount of games in the season so far, and have looked pretty dominating. They were 7-1 in the regular season, although like not all of them were wins, some of them were biased, so they got free wins that way. But 7-1 is still really good, and they're in the top 3 with the other Amazon team, Fishing Boat V2 and Bane and Rana Gangs. Whereas Discord, they are in the tied for the second. They're in the second group of teams that went 5-3 in the regular season, along with Cap1, What's in Your Warlock, and my team, Facebook Mid on Newsfeed. So probably would say that Prime Courier is a little bit favored here going into this series, but we'll see how it goes. Both of these teams didn't play in the playoffs so far. They got through on buys, so Discord, actually no, Discord played Google Team E, and apparently I didn't see that game in the replay vault, so that's really awkward. But anyway, yeah, let's get into the draft. We've got pretty normal bans, except maybe the Spirit Breaker's a bit funky, but I don't remember Discord playing a pretty mean Spirit Breaker in the past, so that's quite interesting. But Warlock and Grimstroke, two pretty decent heroes right now. I think Warlock is super strong. This is also played on 7.22B instead of 7.22C, so his Fatal Bloods does 1% extra damage every level. Probably not going to make a big difference, but I like Prime Courier's response already. Opening with a Batrider, Discord have opened with a support duo. Oracle is banned, so there's no way they can also pick Oracle as well. So this is going to be a pretty free Batrider game for the most part. Discord, they're gonna have to pick a carry who has a stealth purge. So Prime Courier could just ban PL right now, and Discord is gonna be in a ton of trouble. So this Batrider pick going off really strong already. I'm a big fan. Discord also went ahead with a Shadow Fiend ban, which is pretty interesting, because you normally only see Shadow Fiend in the final pick, the 10th pick on second team, on second pick, just because he has a lot of lane counters. He needs to have a really good start, so if you're up against a pretty tough matchup in mid, then it could be very rough, and then you can really, like, he can catch up for sure with farming razors, but that's not where you want to be a Shadow Fiend. You want to snowball. You want to pick up some early items, a Yules or a Greaves, to fight early. Don't really see that the DPS build anymore from Shadow Fiend, which is interesting. And Discord, Prime Courier, they also got a free buy against Facebook Slug Puckenberg. They weren't able to rally enough players to play that weekend, so Slug Puckenberg, they had to forfeit. And so Prime Courier got to ban Lifestealer. That's one of the options on the table for heroes who have self purges. They've also banned Jug. So the only hero in the pool left who's like a really popular or like common carry, position 1 carry, is PL, but I mean, it's not too bad of a PL game so far, but I don't know if they want to pick PL right now.
5 seconds remain. Dire team pick.
It wouldn't be too bad. They've got a Warlock to keep the PL alive, so at least PL will have a pretty decent lane. There's still a Shaker in the pool. Also a Storm ban from Discord. I think that makes a lot of sense. These supports have not really any way to deal with Storm Spirit, and they're gonna open with Centaur. Oh, they're gonna go with Centaur. I think this is okay. You can try and run away from the Batrider if he pops his drums, but you gotta have pretty decent timing, and the angle needs to be right as well, at least until Centaur gets axed. You can't run directly away from the Batrider because he's got that unobstructed pathing with the Firefly. It can be pretty tough to run away from Batrider. This Bat so far seems like he's gonna have a really good start. So maybe gonna see the early drums / boots of travel, or even both, which is not too uncommon.
Dire team pick.
And Prime Courier gonna respond with Sven, so this is gonna be a carry Sven. With the Venge, it's gonna be pretty strong lane, 2 stuns and a bunch of minus armor to go with it. So Centaur could definitely get pressured here a little bit. Although Grimstroke Centaur seems like a pretty decent combo, but now that both of these heroes have stuns, it's going to be very difficult to get Ink Swells off on the other 2 heroes. So I'm liking this safe lane so far for Prime Courier as well.
Radiant team are now picking.
And Discord are going to go with Ember Spirit. I think there's some value to this. Ember Spirit can go mid or off lane, so Prime Courier are gonna have to either, like, if they smash him really hard in mid, then he just go off lane, and it's pretty tough against Batrider still, but it's it could be worse. If you pick up Max Flame Guard, you could definitely try and tank through a Batrider gank, but it's still pretty difficult. It's okay. I think the Sven pick also really takes away from the PL. But one thing I'm really worried about is the damage output right now. Centaur, his damage output is very minimal going into later on in the game, and Ember Spirit, he does do like a pretty decent amount of poke damage, but it's pretty hard to finish off opponents with Ember Spirit, and especially with Sven and an IO pick for Prime Courier. This is This was played a day before IO got mega nerfed, or I guess he did get nerfed pretty hard. The Spirit's still slow, and he has an XP talent level 10, so Batrider's gonna have a very free lane this game, even against the Ember Spirit.
10 seconds. 5 seconds remain.
I'm not really sure what kind of hero Discord can go for right now that can really get them back into the game. They need someone who isn't going to do too poorly against the Batrider. And if it's going to be a safe lane Ember Spirit, the mid needs to be just as active. I'm kind of on board with mid Ember Spirit right now, and then having a more late game carry. But you're also going late game against Sven, which is really difficult. Who's really on the table? It's just most carries are gonna get completely destroyed by Batrider during the lane. So this is really tough.
Radiance ban.
Discord, they banned Meepo, and I think that makes a lot of sense. Meepo would do really well in this lineup right now. Not really a whole lot that Warlock and Grimstroke can do to protect themselves against Meepo, and the net is really effective against the Stampede, and even Ember Spirit, he can't use the Remnants to get away. They definitely don't have anything to deal with Meepo right now, so I'm not sure if Prime Courier actually plays Meepo, but maybe they do, and that's why they banned it.
Radiant team are now picking.
And Prime Courier got a ban Troll, and I think that would have been okay for them, because it's a hero who can scale into the late game. He does get dumpstered by Batrider a lot though, so I'm still not too convinced. At least Discord have the final pick this game, so maybe they can at least try and get a good matchup, and then hope that the mid can help out the other lanes earlier on.
5 seconds remain.
I'm not seeing a way for them to kill Sven right now. Right now they kind of just need to bide their time, survive the BKB, and then try and kite him afterwards. So Prime Courier, they want to pick a hero who can do really well against Ember in lane. There's definitely a few heroes on the table to do that. I'm gonna go with Legion Commander. So this could be a mid Batrider as well. And I do appreciate this like sort of flex pick. Legion can go mid sometimes. I think it's not too bad, to be honest, because you can just spam overwhelming odds and it's pretty difficult to deal with. So I don't mind Legion too much. They don't have much burst damage to go with the duel, so most likely these ganks are gonna probably gonna involve the Batrider, because if Legion Commander starts off, then I don't think they're gonna be able to win the duel in time. So getting a lasso into a duel is probably going to be how they're going to secure the damage on Legion Commander early on. And this is another like pretty tanky hero who's difficult to deal with and a lot of pressure. Discord, maybe they need a really hard carry, but they're going to go with Ancient Apparition. Oh wow, okay, what's happening here? So it's going to be a mid-Ancient Apparition, and Ember Spirit's going safe lane. It looks like... Whoa, okay, what is happening here? So Cakes is normally the mid player for Prime Courier. Is this going to be a mid IO? What a wonky draft. But okay, but I think Ancient Apparition solves some of their issue. At least there's no healing from the IO, so then you don't have to deal as much damage to kill them. But they don't have a whole lot to set up the Ice Blast either. He's gonna have to be pretty accurate with those. It's not always easy.
5 seconds remain.
And it seems like it's going to be a mid Ancient Apparition as well. So maybe an early Ag's going to come out. I don't really know what you build on Ancient Apparition in mid. It doesn't seem like he has that many items that he benefits from. Atos would be nice. Atos into Cold Feet. And then if this is a mid IO, I don't know what he's going to build either. Maybe just go straight for an Ags and just constantly get spirits. But this game's going to be pretty wild. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see what the lanes are, because I think for Discord it's pretty clear cut, but maybe for Prime Courier it's not really the case. Now the Cakes picked IOs, I'm not really sure. And he's also an IO spammer. He had all the relics for IO. So let's hop into the game and introduce the teams on the side of Amazon Prime Courier. We've got Kid Wonderful on the Legion Commander, Lieutenant Dan on the Sven, Dextro on the Batrider, Austinly? I don't know how to say that one. Adventure Spirit, and Cakes is going to be on the mid IO. Oh, it's happening, boys. And on the side of Visita Hardy Discord, we've got it's an early GG call, so that's a bit awkward. We've got DZ Bug on the Centaur Warrunner, PK on the Grimstroke, Pakistan Burrito on the Ember Spirit, Unsatisfied Punk number 3154 on the Warlock, and Emmy Dies Alone on the mid Ancient Apparition. So I think Batrider is going to be a support this game. We're going to have the position 3 Legion Commander. So I think Bat support is it's one of those things that's like, I don't know, man, this is such a free Batrider game. I don't know why you would pick Bat as support. There's not much that these supports can do to deal with Batrider right now. Usually you move Batrider to support position if there's like a purge on the enemy team and he gets countered pretty hard, and it's like, oh, you've like purged off the lasso, don't worry about it, I'm just a support. You're forced to burn your purge that early. But it's gonna be a support Batrider anyway, and a mid IO. It's kind of early bottle queued up, so we're gonna see actually all 4 bounty runes going the way of Prime Courier. They're getting completely bullied out. There was no way for them to get the bot runes because of the double stun, but Batrider, just with the level 1 sticky napalm, just zoning out the enemy team. And I mean, one of the issues was the Grim and the Centaur were really far apart. Also, a little bit interesting here, they put the Centaur at the top with the Grimstroke against the Legion Commander. So I guess they were kind of I guess they're gonna sack the the Centaur because they expected it to be an offlane Batrider, and then instead they put the Centaur at top. So Lieutenant Dan and Pakistan Burrito, they're gonna pretty much trade farm here. Although this could get pretty scary for Ember Spirit. He's not a high armor hero. Austin, I'll just call it Vengeful Spirit. I don't. This is too hard to pronounce. But she went for an early point in the Magic Missile for the double stun. But once these two heroes get level 2, this lane is going to get really scary for the Ember Spirit. I almost would rather put him against the Batrider, to be honest. But maybe still really difficult. DZ Bug hasn't been able to approach the lane recently. But he's picked up a stick now, so this should help him a lot. And mid, I think Ancient Apparition has way higher base damage. So it's going to be a much easier lane for the Ancient Apparition here. Also, with he's going to get a lot of early points in Chilling Touch, so it's going to be quite painful for the IO. But IO already with an early bottle. So Lieutenant Dan and Vengeful Spirit, they're both level 2 now. The Stompbolt comes out onto the Sven, but Lieutenant Dan might be in trouble here. There's no points in the Searing Chains right now because he's not level 2 yet. So Lieutenant Dan, he takes a lot of damage. He uses his salve to heal up, so he'll be okay. Batrider doesn't have a whole lot of mana left, so maybe just the Mango. Cakes manages to pick up the illusion runes, should help him last hit a bit in this lane because it's pretty tough when you have a much lower base damage. Although IO's strength gain is pretty decent, although Ancient Apparition's int gain's higher, so it's only going to get worse as the levels go up. 2 points in the cold feet, and IO actually gets trapped by it. So I am curious to see what Ancient Apparition's build is going to be, because I feel like the benefit of going mid is you can get these early points in Chilling Touch, but he decided to put 2 points in the cold feet already, so that's already something different to what I was expecting. But I also haven't seen this before, so maybe he would just max Chilling Touch afterwards, because he doesn't really have a whole lot of setup for the cold feet by himself, and the supports on his team either don't really lock people down, right? The Grimstrike doesn't, he has a slow, but it's like pretty short duration, and Warlock does literally nothing, so it's going to be pretty hard to get these cold feet procs off. So yeah, he's going to put a second point in Chilling Touch now. We'll see what he puts his 5th point into. IO doing normal IO stuff, just going to max out the spirits. I don't think anything too different is going to go on here. Maybe he won't. Actually, yeah, this is pretty normal. It's always spirits and then the overcharge. And this is some next level play. He's gonna tether his illusion. But it doesn't really help him. Although one thing I'm like worried about this IO is he's gonna have to buy boots, I think, because he's going HOD. I like this a lot. It means that he can always tether his converted creep and then have 400 move speed. So this is a pretty sick build coming out of Cakes. I'm sure he's practiced this in the past. So one of the things I was talking about is he's gonna have to buy boots, but he's gonna solve the whole problem by going Helm of the Dominator instead. Bug gets a War Stomp onto Kid Wonderful, but I think this Centaur is gonna go down here. The Firefly comes out, level 3 as well, so First Blood finally spilled 4 minutes and 24 seconds into the game, so it's been very quiet. Even this bot lane, which I thought was gonna be pretty explosive with Lieutenant Dan and the Vengeful Spirit, but nothing too much so far. And now with the Ring of Regen, not going to be able to be pressured out of this lane anymore. And it's going to be 3 points in the cold feet for Ancient Apparition. And again, he has no way to really like get the stun or keep them in place to take the damage. And IO, he can always just zip out of there with the tether. So it's not the best ability to go up against IO in my opinion. And DZ Bug getting he actually whiffs on the Ink Spell, so Kid Wonderful might be able to get a turnaround kill. Another double edge comes out, a Mango's popped now, and Kid Wonderful, he has a Purge. He's just gonna kill the Centaur without it. And Dexter just stealing some experience and gold from the AoE. So, I mean, IO doing IO things, just farming the jungle. This is some pretty normal core IO stuff, I suppose. And Spirit is not too bad at farming the jungle, to be honest. He's already got a stack for himself as well. Yeah, I mean, this is the play. Clearly, he can stack up with the orbs, and I think he's a little bit too early, so this camp won't stack, unfortunately. And the bounty spawns, the rune spawns bot. So unfortunate for Ancient Apparition, but I doesn't really know that the rune is at bot. But Unsatisfied Punk is going to take it, but I don't really know what he's going to be able to do against the Eye. He's just going to head back, but they can't really leave this Ember Spirit alone, because he won't be able to get out of a Venge Sven double stun. If his Flame Guard is down, this could be pretty disastrous for this for the Ember Spirit. And Venge drops the Sentry and instantly gets taken out by a Tango. Good play from Unsatisfied Punk. So Legion Commander already off to a pretty good start. Already has phase boots, and this Batrider helped him have a pretty free game. And Batrider coming mid to help kill the Ancient Apparition. So I mean, this is the big difference between the supports on Amazon Prime Courier and the supports on Discord. It's just like they're so much more active. Warlock, he just wants to sit in the lane and spam Fatal Bonds, and Grimshake isn't the most effective at ganking either. 2 points in the Ink Spell, and I think I do like this a lot. The Warstorm comes out, the Ink Spell actually connects onto the Legion Commander, doing most of the full damage, but DC Bug in a little bit of trouble now. There's no... Oh, the duel's available! He can go for it. He's going to duel the Centaur outside the tower range, and Centaur's going to go down here. Early duel victory for Legion Commander. Already off to a pretty fantastic start, way on top of the last the net worth charts. Already 3 kills to her name. And Magic Missile comes out onto the Ember Spirit, but Sven's not enraged for a follow-up stun. Sven also has God Strength now, so already... Wow, Sven's level 6. Io, he relocated bot, and maybe the Ember might be in trouble, but Centaur, he TPs in, he cancels it. Then they see that, but Io, I guess this is one of the benefits of Io is... Normally when you're a mid player and you want to make rotations, you either have to TP to the tower and then join the fight, or you need to walk over first and then join the fight and then TP back. So it's either you TP first and then you have to walk back to mid, or you walk there first and miss all the golden experience and then TP back to mid after. But Io, with relocate, he can just go and then get dragged back. But I mean, one of the downsides is you only have 12 seconds to make it work, so definitely very timing based. But could be nice, and I mean, Emmy dies alone. He's not going to be able to pressure Dexter out of this lane by himself. He's already forced out by just a support Batrider. And Batrider, he's got level 6, so Emmy dies alone. He needs to be careful not to have too many stacks on him, otherwise he's just going to get solo killed. There's no way for him to stop the Batrider from just lassoing if he gets too close. No stuns on the Ancient Apparition, and DC Bug in danger again. He might get dueled, but he's not going to be able to get it off. And Legion Commander, he already has a Blink Dagger 9 minutes into the game. This is pretty much the dream start for Legion Commander. And yeah, I mean, Batrider just gets a solo kill onto the Ancient Apparition. This is very, very bad for Discord, and they're already 6k gold down. It's not even 10 minutes into the game.
Middle tower is being attacked.
Just getting outplayed everywhere on the map. Legion, she's completely solo now. Pulls the creep wave into the neutral camp to help farm. Misses the War Stomp, so this is a huge opportunity for Legion Commander. He gets the jewel onto the Centaur, and it's going to go down again. And PK now in a bit of trouble as well. Firefly up in 2 seconds, so PK is probably going to go down here as well. There's not really a whole lot to stop the Batrider from diving, and it looks like someone tried to TP in, but maybe got cancelled. And 4 Batting Runes again. Prime Courier off to a fantastic start. And the win rate already over 80%. That's how convincing of a start they have. Aya with the HOD now. This haste bottle was a bit of a faux pas, but yeah, I mean, constantly moving at 446 move speed. And I mean, it's also not going to die really because it's got the tether as well. Big rotation from Discord in mid. They spot the Batrider first. Batrider without Firefly right now, but a blink in from the LC gets the duel instantly on her. The Ice Blast comes out but doesn't hit anyone. It clips the Bat and the Legion, but a big overwhelming Oz does a ton of damage on the enemy front line, and they're forced to retreat. Warlock goes down, and Grimstrike also going to go down. Double kill for Cakes. He can relocate aggressively if he wants to, but they're just going to go for Ancient Apparition. Duel isn't up, but Ancient Apparition will go down as well. 4 heroes down for the price of none. 1k gold swing, and they get the mid tower as well. This is huge.
Tower is now but a memory. Dire's bottom tower is
Batrider gonna go for drums anyway, even though he's not an offlaner, but it's still really nice for his team as a support item. LC gonna go for a Deso first, and this whole time Sven wasn't even there. He just took the bot tower by himself with the siege creep. So triple remnant forward, but it completely whiffs everyone. A huge Ice Blast is coming in with the Chaos Golem, so it clips 3 heroes. The Vengeful Spirit goes down really quickly. Dextro maybe also going to go down here, but Sven's here now with a Storm Bolt. Centaur goes down. He's still not level 6, is not unable to chase. Kid Wonderful actually gets taken out by the Ancient Apparition with the Ice Blast, so that's a pretty decent pickup for him. And a nice getting the kill on the Hood of Defiance creep as well, and the relocate. Oh, the Soulbind finishes them off. So actually, Emmy dies alone with an ultra kill. And can they get more? They don't really have much stun left, and they stop to Shrine. So it looks like Ember Spirit's not going to chase, but he uses a remnant forward. He can get a Sleight of Fist into a chains, but he misses the chains. He actually runs out of mana for the chains, not staying at the Shrine long enough. So Sven will be able to waddle out of there, but a huge pickup for Emmy dies alone. Unfortunately, he's still behind all 3 cores of the enemy team. That's a testament to how far behind they are. But they got a big Chaotic Offering into an Ice Blast. So that was a pretty sick combo from Discord. But now, the Chaotic Offering is down for 100 seconds. Centaur's still not level 6. I think they could have gotten those kills a lot more efficiently with the Stampede, but unfortunately, he's fallen very far behind. And I'm pretty sure Ancient Apparition picked up a ton of gold there. I'm not too happy with this Axe pickup. I think he should definitely go for Atos first, because his team, they're missing a lot of lockdown. Grimstrike doesn't really provide a whole lot, at least it's not instant. Alright, stun onto the Sven, from the Sven onto the Ember Spirit. It looks like Ember's going to be okay, but DZ Bug goes down again at top lane. He actually gets another dual kill, so 40 damage on the Legion Commander already, and going for a Deso, so he's going to hit super hard.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
Cakes with the Centaur creep now, just going to be able to skedaddle out of there.
Top tower is being attacked.
I mean, another big problem with their lineup is no one pushes. There's no one who hits towers on this team. Similarly, there's no one who hits towers on the side of Prime Courier, but I mean, the Deso on the LC is going to make it a lot easier. And Sven, he not known for pushing towers, but with the God Strength definitely can. So I think this is super difficult for Discord right now. I didn't even know LC had an XP gain talent. I can't believe she does. Alright, well, Lieutenant Dan, no blink yet. Gonna go for a Midas Echo Saber. Nice remnant out from the Ember Spirit. It's gonna be able to get his way out of danger. And DZ Bug, with a haste, is gonna find a Legion Commander here. You get a hoof stomp. Unfortunately, the Cold Feet runs out, but nice Ice Blast will finish him off. Mega kill and Emmy dies alone. I gotta say, this game has really turned around for him, but I'm still not very happy with this Axe pickup. I think Atos, his team just needs lockdown, and he could have been the one to provide it. Instead, they're gonna have to rely on the Ember Spirit to get these Searing Chains combos. But every time I look at Pakistan Burrito, he's out of mana. Almost with a Maelstrom, so his damage output should spike a little bit. But I'm curious as to what he's going to go for next. We've been seeing everyone go for Ags after aggressive swap forward, and Ox Venge doesn't have a magic missile, so it looks like Ember's going to be okay. And a Stampede forward onto the Venge and the Sven, and they're going to get both of them here. Sven, he goes for the TP, but it gets cancelled instantly by the Stomp. Very unfortunate for him there. He could have waited afterwards and then he would have been scot-free, but they still don't really have enough lockdown to take him out. Ember, again, completely out of mana. Lieutenant Dan jukes him to the top, and he gets spotted by the creep wave, but again, Ember Spirit with no mana. Just gonna be able to run out of there, and the rest of Prime Courier here blink forward on the LC onto the Grimstrike. The Inkswell will stop the dual victory damage from going. PK still gonna go down here, and Sven, he's out of the woods. He's gonna chase in for more DZ Bug. Gonna get stunned by a Stormbolt here, and he might also be in a little bit of trouble. Big overwhelming odds as well onto the creep wave, and DZ Bug gets a nice 2-man stop, but Batrider's here now. He can go for a lasso onto the Centaur. A big Ice Blast comes out, but there's no follow-up anymore. Unsatisfied Punk, he's getting chased down by the spirits from the IO, and big remnant forward from Pakistan Breeder, but now he's completely out of mana again! And he's gonna get caught out here. Maybe the God Strength and the Warcry come out from this man. Just trying to get a bit more strength from the God Strength. A bit wasted there, but he's gonna get out fine. So that was a long chase. It looks like Centaur ended up going down instead of the Grimstrike, but Sven made it out was the important part. And Sven now going back for a blink, and this is definitely the way to go. He's just going to get active after he gets the blink, join his team. And LC with a completed Deso now as well, going to hit super hard. Maybe even be able to kill the Grimstrike before the Inkswell goes off next time. It was pretty close, I would say. And even Batrider almost with a blink, so just Prime Courier is so far ahead right now. Io actually went for a Maelstrom before Ags, which is kind of interesting. I mean, I'm just not really sure what you're supposed to go, but Ag's probably the way to go. Maelstrom is nice because that way you get to farm a little bit faster as well. But AA gonna go for almost done with the Ags, but one of the problems with AA as a core is he doesn't really have any farming tools. And your only AoE spell is like this Ice Blast until you get level 25, but that's so far away. I don't even think he's gonna get to that point this game. Shadowblade next on the Legion Commander. Looks like Prime Courier gonna go for Ro8, and there's no vision for Discord to spot this. LC is just gonna push out the wave with overwhelming odds as well. They scan out the Ro8 pit, but I don't think they're gonna be able to get there in time. Maybe Ancient Aspiration should throw an Ice Blast out now. Could be an okay time, but yeah, no one really in range, and Legion Commander is going to be the sacrifice here, but she might even still be able to get out. Dodges the Hoof Stomp, aggressive Remnant forward, but there's still no mana for a Searing Chains, and LC just running circles around them. He has a blink, he links to the side, and he's going to meet up with his team. He's going to get out of here. A wasted Stampede. They weren't even able to get the kill on the LC. Again, Pakistan Breeder not having any mana for a Searing Chains. Even then, that's like such a hard kill. She can use the Purge to heal herself, and they get the duel on straight onto the Ancient Apparition here. And Ancient Apparition gonna go down, gets the duel victory as well. And Legion getting really low. Nice Soulbind onto the two heroes in the front lines, but they don't have the damage to take them out. Centaur gets taken down as well. Lasso onto the Ember Spirit, and he's also going to get taken down. The God Strength of the Sven doing a ton of damage. Lieutenant Dan's doing pretty low, but he's got Aegis as well. Buyback on the Ember Spirit now, and this has just gone from bad to worse, honestly. They still weren't able to take out the Aegis. It could have been a Constellation Prize. Actually, a big Stroke of Fate and Slide of Chains will finish him off. So, maybe a bit of a misplay from Prime Courier there, but they forced the Ember buyback, which is really bad for Pakistan Breeder right now. He needs to get back into the game, and a buyback is definitely not the way to do it. Io with a completed Ags now. Looks like Emmy Dies Alone is still not done with the Ags. Maybe we should just give him this next creep wave, but I don't really know what he's gonna get done with it. DC Bug without Stampede right now. They spot the Vengeful Spirit, the stun after the Purge, so still gonna be okay. And Venge does go down. They're gonna try and chase for more, but this could be pretty risky. They still have a T1 tower to TP to, and looks like they're just gonna try and get the bounty readers, but Ember gets dueled, and that's a dieback! Oh no. The Legion just killed him in like 3 hits, and a lasso as well. So it looks like Centaur is probably going to go down here as well. Use the Stampede to get out of there, but they still have Blinks on the enemy side, and now they're pincered as well. Lieutenant Dan coming in from behind, and the IO just doing a ton of damage with the Spirits here as well. He actually relocates out of there, but it's going to be okay. So, at a full team wipe, and Ember Spirit down for, was 60 seconds. This game is probably going to be over soon. I'm not really seeing any way for Discord to really come back into this game. They just don't really have enough lockdown, and even this like wombo combo with the Golem and the Ancient Apparition ulti, it's nice, but they don't. It almost feels like they have to, like Prime Courier, they have to lose like the next 4 fights in a row, like what happened in mid, but you can't really do that with Warlock, because it's a pretty long cooldown. There's no Stampede to chase them, even with a nice Fatal Buns, and Io's just going to take everyone out. He gets a triple kill in the back line with just the Spirits, and he's going to get more. An ultra kill for Cakes, and he got the Rampage with a mid Io! I can't believe it. What a mad lad, Cakes. This guy has played some crazy mids throughout the season. He's played a mid Lion where he absolutely dominated. He played mid Winter Wyvern. Oh my god, this guy is insane. GG's called. You know it's over when you give a Rampage to IO. So, Discord, they got smashed pretty bad in this game. And we'll see if they can turn this around in game 2. I'm not really... I don't know. So, the support duo was very weak. The Warlock and Grimstroke, like if you compare it to Bat and Venge, like they don't do anything. They're very defensive supports. That they didn't have anything to combo with the Grimstroke really, because I mean double Cold Feet is nice I guess, but like not really. It's not really gonna do much. Double Edge is like it's okay. And then Ancient Apparition going for an Ags instead of an Atos, so I think his team really needed some lockdown. They could have secured like maybe 1 or 2 extra kills, but then he just didn't provide anything other than a big Ice Blast. Wasn't even able to finish off the Ags, so hopefully Discord can kind of get a bit more of a rounded draft next game, because I think this was like very greedy. I like some of the ideas. I like the Ember Spirit. If they managed to get the Ember Spirit against Batright, I think that would have ended up okay for them. They decided to sack the Centaur completely this game, put him up against the Batrider, and he just got crushed. This was even support Batrider, so yeah, kind of rough for Discord, but let's see how game 2 goes.